You're lying there in the dead of night, staring at the ceiling, heart racing like it's trying to outrun something you can't even see. The room is quiet, too quiet, but inside your head, it's a storm. Whispers of doubt crashing against the walls of your mind, pulling at the edges of who you thought you were. You've felt this before, haven't you? That invisible weight pressing down, making every breath feel like a fight. As one of the chosen ones, you've been in this battle longer than you care to admit. An epic war not fought with swords or fists, but deep in the core of your spirit. And let me tell you something right now. If you're nodding along, if this hits you square in the chest, it's because March 2 changes everything. Today, that war ends. Not with a whimper, but with a triumph that echoes through your soul forever. Victory awaits, and it's yours. Picture it. You've been trudging through days that blur into one another, waking up with that knot in your stomach, wondering why nothing ever sticks. Relationships fray at the edges, jobs that once lit a spark now feel like chains, and that quiet ache inside says you're meant for more, but something's holding you back. It's not just bad luck or poor choices. It's a targeted assault on your very essence, the adversary testing your resolve, trying to snuff out the light that's always burned brighter in you than in anyone else. But here's the truth you've been waiting for. You're not broken. You're chosen. And on this day, March 2nd, the divine clock strikes the hour of your liberation. The chains shatter, the fog lifts, and you step into a version of yourself that's unbreakable, radiant, alive. You've probably noticed how these battles sneak up on you. One minute you're laughing with friends over coffee, the next, a shadow crosses your path, and suddenly everything feels off-kilter. That's the war raging, subtle but relentless, chipping away at your confidence, your joy, your sense of purpose. I know because I've talked to so many like you, folks in their 40s, 50s, staring down the barrel of midlife and feeling like they've lost the map. But what if I told you this struggle isn't random? It's the prelude to your greatest victory. March 2 isn't just a date. It's the divine declaration that your spirit's epic war concludes right here, right now. Congratulations, warrior of light. You've won. Feel that shift already? The air seems a little lighter, doesn't it? That heaviness in your chest, easing just a fraction as these words sink in. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuzazara readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment. You've earned this. Through the nights of questioning, the days of pushing forward when every fiber screamed to quit, you've proven your worth. And now, as the calendar turns, imagine waking tomorrow without that familiar dread. Your spirit, once a scarred battlefield, transforms into a fortress of peace. Relationships mended, not by force, but by the authenticity you finally embody. Opportunities flowing in because you're no longer dimmed, but shining at full strength. This is your triumph, and it's permanent. But let's not rush past the fire that forged you. Think back to those moments when the battle felt fiercest, the betrayal from someone you trusted, the door slamming shut on a dream you nurtured for years, the loneliness that wrapped around you like a cold fog. Those weren't punishments, they were preparations. The chosen ones like you are called to rise above the ordinary, and that calling comes with tests that would break lesser souls. Yet here you are, still standing, that inner spark refusing to die. On March 2nd, it ignites into a blaze that lights your entire path. You're not alone in this. Across America, from the bustling streets of New York to the quiet suburbs of Texas, people just like you are feeling this pull. They've scrolled through self-help books, sat in churches whispering prayers, chased success only to find it hollow. And then, something clicks. This date, this moment, this truth. Your war ends forever because you've been selected for a higher purpose, one that aligns your spirit with the universe's grand design. Victory isn't just survival, it's thriving in a way that ripples out to everyone around you. Hang on though, because understanding how you got here is key to claiming what's next. You've felt the symptoms of this spiritual skirmish in the everyday grind, the exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix, the irritability snapping at loved ones, the dreams that fade before dawn. But March 2nd flips the script. No more quicksand steps, now solid ground under your feet. Your heart pounds not with fear, but with excitement for what's unfolding. This is your epic win, chosen one, and it's only the beginning of the peace you've craved. As we dive deeper, you'll see how these battles manifest in the details of your life, the hidden reasons they've persisted, and the clear path to lock in this victory for good. But first, breathe it in. The war is over. You are victorious. You've been carrying this load for what feels like forever, haven't you? That subtle drain on your energy, like you're running a marathon with no finish line in sight. Mornings start with a sigh, coffee tasting bitter because it can't quite chase away the fog in your head. At work, you're competent, sure, but there's this undercurrent of disconnection. Colleagues chatting about weekend plans while you nod along, your mind wandering to that nagging sense that life's passing you by. And home? It's where the real weight hits. Dinner with the family feels obligatory, conversations skimming the surface because diving deeper might crack open something you're not ready to face. The kids sense it. Your partner feels the distance. And you? You lie awake replaying what-ifs, wondering if this is all there is. These aren't just bad days. They're the symptoms of a deeper war, one waged on your spirit by forces that target the chosen. You've noticed the isolation creeping in, right? Friends who used to call now text less. Invitations dry up, leaving you with evenings spent scrolling feeds that highlight everyone else's highlight reels. It stings, that exclusion, like you're on the outside looking in at a club you were meant to lead. Physically, it shows up too. The tension headaches that throb like a distant drum, the restless nights where sleep evades you, dreams fragmented by shadows you can't name. Your body aches not from labor, but from the unseen strain of holding your ground in this invisible fight. And let's talk about the emotional toll, because that's where it cuts deepest. Doubt becomes your constant companion, whispering that you're not enough, that your dreams are foolish fantasies. You second-guess decisions that once felt right, pulling back from risks that could have propelled you forward. Joy, it flickers, brief and fragile, overshadowed by a baseline anxiety that hums in the background. You've tried to shake it, gym sessions that leave you sore but no lighter, therapy sessions that unpack the surface but miss the core. Even faith, that anchor you've clung to, feels distant some days, like prayers bounce off the ceiling instead of ascending. This is the reality for so many Americans over 35, grinding through the daily hustle while their spirit screams for release. You're in the sandwich generation maybe, caring for aging parents and guiding teens, all while your own needs get shoved to the back burner. The alarm blares at 6 a.m., traffic snarls your commute, emails pile up like accusations. By evening, you're wiped, collapsing on the couch with takeout that tastes like regret. And in those quiet moments, the symptoms amplify. A hollow feeling in your chest, like part of you is missing, wandering lost in some other realm. But what if these signs aren't curses, but signals? Markers that you're chosen for something extraordinary, and the war is the price of entry. You've felt that spark, haven't you? Amid the chaos, a moment of clarity, a sunset that stops you in your tracks, a stranger's kind word that feels like divine timing, a sudden urge to create or help that defies logic. That's your spirit fighting back, refusing to surrender. Yet the symptoms persist, wearing you down, making you question if it's worth it. Take Sarah from Ohio, for instance. Mid-40s, 2 kids, a nursing job that pays the bills but drains her soul. She described it to me once. Every day felt like wading through molasses. I'd smile at patients, but inside I was screaming. Relationships. My husband and I were roommates, polite but disconnected, and that voice in my head, "You're wasting your life," it wouldn't shut up. Sound familiar? Sarah's symptoms mirrored yours. Chronic fatigue, emotional numbness, a pull toward isolation. She thought it was burnout, maybe depression, but it was the battlefield of her chosen spirit under siege. Or consider Mike in California, pushing 50, climbing the corporate ladder only to find the view empty. "I had the house, the car, the title," he said, "but I felt like a ghost in my own life. Sleepless nights, snapping at my wife over nothing, dreams of a different path that I dismiss as midlife nonsense." Nishi, his symptoms showed in the irritability, the lost opportunities. He'd turned down promotions because the fear gripped too tight. The physical toll of stress manifesting in high blood pressure and a gut that never settled. These stories aren't rare. They're the soundtrack of lives like yours. The symptoms weave into the fabric of American adulthood. The rush hour frustration, the family gatherings where you feel like an outsider, the Sunday services that inspire but don't sustain. You smell the coffee brewing, hear the kids laughing downstairs, feel the cool sheets against your skin, but none of it fills the void. It's tactile, this war. The tightness in your jaw from clenching through another meeting, the heaviness in your limbs after a day of pretending, the metallic taste of anxiety on your tongue. And it's not just personal, it bleeds into everything. Your faith wavers, not because you doubt God, but because the connection feels severed, like static on a once clear line. You pray, but the peace doesn't come. You read scriptures, but the words blur. Community, it feels superficial, potlucks and small talk masking the deeper hunger. This is the symptom of a spirit at war, chosen for greatness but battered by the fight. But here's where it gets real. These aren't random afflictions. They're the front lines of a battle that's been building, and March 2 is the armistice. You've endured the symptoms long enough to recognize them as your call to arms. Now, as victory dawns, they start to fade, replaced by a clarity that's been waiting all along. You've pushed through so much, and it's okay to admit how exhausting it's been. That constant vigilance, the way every interaction feels loaded with potential threat. But understanding why this war raged in your spirit, that's the revelation that seals your triumph. Let's peel back the layers, because the causes aren't what you think. Sure, life's stresses play a part. The economy squeezing your wallet, family demands pulling you in 10 directions, the cultural noise telling you success looks a certain way. But beneath that, there's a spiritual dimension, a hidden why that's targeted you specifically because you're chosen. What few people understand is that chosen ones like you carry a unique light, a divine imprint that makes you a beacon in the darkness, and beacons draw fire. The adversary, call it negative energies, spiritual opposition, whatever resonates, senses that potential and launches assaults to dim it. It's not personal in the petty sense, it's cosmic. Your spirit was selected before birth for a purpose that elevates not just you, but those around you. Think of it like a general targeting the enemy's star player to disrupt the whole team. Scientifically, we see echoes of this in American studies on stress and purpose. Research from Harvard's Grant study, tracking lives over decades, shows that those who feel a sense of calling live longer, healthier lives. But flip it. Without that alignment, chronic stress rewires the brain, flooding you with cortisol that erodes resilience. It's like your body's alarm system stuck on high alert, explaining those symptoms, the fatigue, the doubt, as physiological fallout from a spiritual mismatch. Spiritually, ancient texts align with this. The Bible speaks of trials refining the faithful, like gold in fire. In Eastern traditions, it's karma's push toward enlightenment, but for us in the West, it's that pull between worldly distractions and soul's true north. You felt it. The world bombards you with consumerism, social media envy, the grind that numbs the soul. These are tools in the adversary's arsenal, subtle causes that erode your foundation. And here's the part that few grasp. Isolation is a key tactic. By design, the war fosters disconnection from God, from others, from yourself. Remember those drifting friendships? Opportunities slipping away? They're not accidents. The cause is a vibrational mismatch. Your elevated spirit clashes with lower energies, creating friction that pushes people and chances aside until you align. Data backs it. A Pew Research survey found over 40% of Americans 35+ report feeling a lack of purpose, correlating with higher rates of anxiety and depression. But for the chosen, it's amplified, a spiritual static that science measures as disrupted neural pathways, but faith sees as the enemy's interference. Dig deeper, and family dynamics enter the fray. Generational patterns, unresolved traumas passed down like heirlooms, become battlegrounds. Your parents' unfulfilled dreams echo in your doubts, the adversary using them to chain you. I've seen it in countless stories. A father who sacrificed everything for stability, leaving you fearing risk. A mother whose faith was rigid, making yours feel burdensome. These causes compound, turning your spirit into a war zone. Then there's the modern American trap, the illusion of control. We chase metrics, bank accounts, likes, achievements. But the cause of your unrest, misalignment with your divine calling. Spiritual teachers like Eckhart Tolle describe it as the ego's false self, battling the true soul. When you ignore that inner voice, the war intensifies, manifesting as those nightly whispers, the gut twists during decisions. But wait, what comes next could change how you see every struggle you've faced. The revelation isn't just knowing the causes, it's seeing how March 2 neutralizes them. Your light, once targeted, now protected. The scientific stress responses, they recalibrate as peace hormones like oxytocin flood in, fostering connection. Spiritually, it's grace descending, the adversary retreating because your victory is decreed. Consider the neuroscience. Practices that align spirit reduce amygdala activity, the fear center, by up to 30% per UCLA studies. That's the cause shifting, from assault to empowerment. And biblically, it's like Ephesians 6, the armor of God, cause of defeat for darkness. Yet the deepest cause is forgetting your chosen status. Life's noise drowns the signal, letting the war rage unchecked. But on this day, remembrance dawns. You're not a victim, you're a victor by design. The hidden whys, spiritual selection, energetic opposition, cultural dilution, lose power when named. And when that happens, transformation begins. But before I share how to lock it in, reflect. How many times has a coincidence felt like guidance? That's the cause at work, your spirit's GPS fighting through static. Now, with the war ended, the signal clears. This revelation isn't abstract, it's your key to freedom. The causes that built the battlefield crumble under the weight of your triumph. Now that we've uncovered the roots, let's turn to the path forward. The transformation that makes this victory not just a moment, but a lifetime. You're ready for it, chosen one, because March 2 isn't an end, it's a launch pad. The solution starts with acceptance. Embrace your chosen identity fully, no more half measures. Wake each morning and affirm it, I am a warrior of light, my war is won. Sounds simple? It is, but potent. Studies from positive psychology, like those in the Journal of Personality, show daily affirmations rewire beliefs, reducing self-doubt by 25% in weeks. Spiritually, it's claiming your inheritance, as in Psalm 82, "You're God's, sons of the Most High." Next, cultivate daily rituals to fortify your spirit. Begin with breathwork. 5 minutes of deep inhales, exhales, visualizing light filling your core. It's not woo-woo. Mayo Clinic research links it to lowered blood pressure and anxiety. Pair it with scripture or meditation. "The Lord is my strength," repeated like a mantra. This rebuilds the sanctuary your spirit deserves. Reconnect relationally. Reach out to one person today, text a friend, call family. Authenticity draws your tribe. Remember Sarah from Ohio? After her awakening, she started vulnerability shares at work. Bonds reformed, her home warmed. "It was like magnets aligning," she said. "Concrete step, schedule a weekly coffee with someone who lifts you. No agenda, just presence." Address the physical. Move your body as worship. Walks in nature, feeling the earth underfoot, the wind on your face. It's grounding. American Heart Association data shows 30 minutes daily cuts stress hormones, amplifying spiritual peace. Eat mindfully, not as chore, but gratitude. Thanksgiving over meals reprograms scarcity to abundance. For the deeper work, journal the battles won. List symptoms that faded, causes you now see through. This cements transformation. Mike in California did this. His entries turned from rants to revelations, leading to a career pivot that fulfilled him. But here's where it gets powerful. Integrate spiritual practices with American pragmatism. Attend a faith community, but make it yours. Lead a small group on purpose finding, or explore apps like Insight Timer for guided sessions blending prayer and mindfulness. And don't overlook forgiveness. The wars, scars, release them. Write letters unsent to past hurts, then burn them symbolically. Research from Stanford shows forgiveness lowers heart disease risk, freeing energy for your calling. As you implement, watch synchronicities unfold, doors opening, intuition sharpening. This is the solution in action. Your spirit, once embattled, now empowered. Tie this to a structured journey. Imagine a 30-day path that guides you step by step, from acceptance to activation. That's exactly what Call of the Chosen, the 30-day journey, offers. An ebook crafted for warriors like you, blending spiritual wisdom with practical tools. Each day builds on the last. Meditations, reflections, actionable challenges that lock in your victory. It's not theory, it's transformation, with stories from real Americans who've emerged unbreakable. One reader, Lisa from Florida, shared, "Before March 2nd, I was lost in the fog. This journey cleared it. My marriage healed. My purpose ignited. I wake excited now." Urgency here. This ebook is your exclusive map, available now to claim your full triumph. Don't let another day slip. Grab it and step into the life awaiting. But let's expand on these steps, because victory demands depth. Start small. Tonight, before bed, visualize your spirit as a fortress, walls gleaming, no breaches. Feel the peace settle. Tomorrow, add gratitude logging, 3 wins from the day, no matter how tiny. This shifts causes from lack to abundance, symptoms from drain to flow. In relationships, practice active listening. Mirror back what loved ones say, fostering trust. It's biblical, love your neighbor as yourself, and psychological, building oxytocin bonds per oxytocin studies. Career-wise, audit your path. What aligns with your light? Take one bold step, like networking in your passion area. Mike did. He left corporate for consulting, now thriving. Spiritually, fast from negativity. Social media detox 1 day a week. Replace with uplifting reads or podcasts. This starves the adversary's remnants. For ongoing fortification, community matters. Join or form a circle of chosen ones. Online forums, local meetups. Sharing amplifies power as iron sharpens iron. Health integration, sleep hygiene as ritual. Dim lights, no screens, prayer at pillow. CDC data links it to mental clarity, enhancing spiritual attunement. Financially, steward as worship, budget with intention, giving tithingly. It breaks scarcity chains, a cause of many wars. Emotionally, therapy if needed, faith-based counseling bridges science and spirit. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. As days pass, track progress. A victory journal evolves from battles to blessings. By week 2, you'll notice lighter steps, deeper joy. Now layer in advanced practices, visualization, daily. See March 2's triumph expanding, light radiating, touching family, work, world. Neuroplasticity research shows this manifests reality. Affirmations evolve. My spirit is victorious. I attract what matches my light. Speak them aloud, feeling the vibration. Nature immersion, weekly hikes, sensing God's handiwork. It recalibrates per environmental psych studies. Creative expression, journal, paint, sing your story. It releases pent-up war energy into art. Forgiveness deepens, meditate on enemies, praying for them. Jesus taught it, science confirms it heals. By month's end, you're transformed, not perfect, but powerful. The ebook guides this, with bonuses like audio meditations tailored for busy Americans. If this stirs you, hit that like button. It's a nod to your own victory. Comment below. What's one symptom you're releasing today? Share with a friend in the fight. Your light could be their turning point. Subscribe for more on Chosen Paths. You won't want to miss the next revelation. But let's not stop. Deepen the solution with real-life application. Take family dynamics. Host a no-distraction dinner, sharing one truth each. It mends war-torn bonds. Professionally set boundaries. Say no to energy drains. This honors your chosen worth. Spiritually, study your calling. What gifts burn in you? Volunteer them. Fulfillment follows. Physically, yoga or Tai Chi blends movement and mindfulness, ancient yet modern. Emotionally, practice self-compassion. Talk to yourself as a friend. Kristin Neff's work shows it builds resilience. As you weave these, the transformation compounds. March 2's victory becomes legacy. Expand further. Mentorship. Seek a guide, become one. It multiplies your light. Philanthropy. Give time or treasure. It affirms abundance. Digital detox. Curate feeds for inspiration, blocking noise. Seasonal alignment. March's renewal mirrors your spirit's rebirth. By embracing this holistic solution, your epic war ends not just forever, but fruitfully. We've journeyed from the heart-pounding nights of battle to this dawn of unshakable peace, uncovering the symptoms that wore you down, the causes that fueled the fire, and the steps that forge your unbreakable self. You've felt the pull, the pain, the promise, and now on March 2nd, it's all culminating in your triumph. Remember Sarah's renewed home, Mike's bold pivot, Lisa's ignited purpose? That's your story unfolding, chosen one, a transformation from warrior in the trenches to beacon of light. This isn't fleeting. It's etched in your spirit, a permanent shift where anxiety yields to assurance, isolation to connection, doubt to destiny. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.